Hello everyone, how are you today? And I'm going to be using these pie mini sets. I did see Melissa use these yesterday. I'll be doing is the I Only Have Pies for You. It's actually called Pies and it's a mini set. So the Pies Minis has a lot of fun little pie stencils in here. It's got that I Only Have Pies for You. Then it has this one, fresh baked pecan pie. Do you say pecan or pecan? Fresh baked apple pie, 25 cents a slice. And then the last one is fresh baked pumpkin pie, 25 cents a slice. And that's the one I'm going to be using today. I'm actually going to be upcycling a sign. I went op shopping yesterday and I picked up this sign, and it's just, I don't know, some kind of design on there that looks like it's been printed on there. It looks like it's probably an MDF sign, painted black, but it's got this on it. I just gave it a rough sanding over. So if you're going to reuse signs from your thrift store, give it a bit of a sanding. And it's, you know, it's got its handy hook already there, so there's nothing else I need to do with that except for painting it. So I'm going to paint it first, and that'll give us a base for what we're going to be using it for, to add our pies. And I'm going to be using, guess what arrived this week, is my pumpkin spice transfers. So these are rub-on transfers. Comes with a sheet set of 2 sheets, and these ones are a lot larger. And then you've got smaller versions of cupcakes and pumpkin spice lattes by the looks of it, with some little coffee beans up here. Just looks delicious. I'll be using some of those. The other transfer set in the fall collection, the new fall collection, is this one. Scarecrows, and it has the cutest little there's a girl scarecrow, a boy scarecrow, there's a larger version. Here's the 2 sets on the back here. Okay, so I'm going to be painting with Fusion Mineral Paint in Coal Black, and it's just a great basic black color paint, and I'm just using a nice flat brush to just paint that on. And we are just going to go over this and recycle an old sign board, because I love Essential Stencils signs. We may even have to have a couple of coats on this, I'm not sure yet. We'll see. I've got a hairdryer here to help me with the drying factor, because these things do take a little bit to dry. Some little flecks of it's dried paint that's gotten stuck on the side of the pot, and so sometimes that falls in and causes these little flecks of paint. Now realistically, it's probably a best idea when you're painting to decant some of the paint into a little jar and not just keep going back and forth in your pot, because you can kind of contaminate the paint with some of these dried chunky bits that are on the side. Do as I say, not as I do. It's that kind of a case, you know. I should be more diligent about doing that. I just don't want to keep washing up more containers, so it's a bit of a lazy factor. Okay, someone's just said how they say it. Brenda says pecan. So do I. My grandma and grandpa used to have a pecan tree in their backyard, and she would make pecan slice, pies, cakes, all sorts of things. I used to love her pecan pie. Okay, so you can see, I'll show you that's drying still, but if you looked up really close, you'd see that it does need a second coat to just completely cover that sign that was underneath there. So I'm going to just hit the dryer on that. And I'm just going to add another coat of that coal black, because we want a nice solid coverage. Now that that's dried, I can see right on this edge here, there's a little bit of the sign, the old sign, still peeking through. Alright, so that is drying super fast. It'll be all ready for our pumpkin transfer and pumpkin pie sign. So this is going to be a fun one. While that's now drying, let's have a look. Yes, these are fusion mineral paints. Perry's asking. And so, Perry, I do have an affiliate link. If you do want that, let me know in the comments and I can pop that in for you, or Essential Stencil might have it that they could put it up there for me. That's on the Essential Stencil page. If you're watching on my I Restore Stuff page, you can purchase that directly from my website if you're in Australia, Fusion Mineral Paint. I stock that as well as an Australian brand of mineral paint, Artisan. Second too. So if you missed earlier, I just got a sign that was already made. See the little hook on there? It was already a sign in a thrift store, and I just painted over their design because we're going to make something even more special, I think. So there's what we coat on that, but that's how you can easily find a sign existing already at the thrift store, because I know a lot of you are sign makers and you like to source wood and products for your signs, and with the cost of wood going up, that's one easy way that you can find the we're going to be adding pumpkin pie sign and pumpkin pie transfers. Don't they just look delicious? It's making me drool a little bit. I love the pumpkin pie transfers. So we're going to be using the pumpkin pie sign out of this set, and these are the minis, and they come in a set of 4. It says 3, but there's a bonus. The bonus is I only have pies for you. Oh my goodness, that's so cute. What a pun. All right, so I've painted this in Fusion's Coal Black, and we're going to think about which pies we might use for that. And we need to cut out our, where'd my scissors go? Cut out our transfers from the sheet. So they all come on this white sheet like this. There's 2 sheets in a set. I think you could do this. You could do a pumpkin pie on the side. Let's have a look at this. We could do a pumpkin pie on the side with a large pie. In fact, some of these might be large enough. On this stencil, this transfer, see those different sizes? So these ones are larger. You could fit an entire huge pie on here and have this out to the side. I love the cupcakes. They're cute, but because it says pumpkin pie, I feel like I want to put that pie on. Or the other idea which I had, which I probably will do, I like the idea of this being in the center. So we're going to center that, and we'll use a white to pop that in the center and put our sign in the center. Look, I'm eyeballing it, but just for those who are paranoid, I will get my measuring tape and measure, make sure my sides are the correct measurement. And then I want to put a pie either side. So I could do this one and this one, although these ones, oh, where are they? There's 2 different types of pie here. So I had a thought that we could add this one here and then this one over this way. We could do the larger one. So we'll cut out some of these and have a look which way, how good they fit, how well they fit. So we're just cutting around the design that you'd like to use. So these are single use, whereas the stencils you can use over and over again. Just wash them clean. Those are cute sizes. I like the way they kind of both point inwards. These I think are a similar size. So if we did the smaller one that way, and then this one I think is a slightly larger size pie. So it's a matter of looking at your different sizes. I want one of these right about now. I think that would look great. Let's just pretend it's sitting here beside me and I'm going to have a drink of it any second. Let's see, are they the same size? I think one is slightly larger than the other. So we could have a larger version here and then this small one here. I do love a bit of pumpkin pie. We don't have it over here as much because we don't do Thanksgiving in Australia because that's an American tradition. But I do like to make a bit of pumpkin pie around Thanksgiving time in my house because my husband's American and we like to, I do like a bit of pumpkin pie. I also like pecan pie. So So these ones are both facing this same direction. I kind of wish it was facing this way. So what do you think? I could do a large one there and a small one there, or should I go just both the smaller ones? What do you think, guys? Let me know your thoughts. Should I go with this on this side, even though that's facing that way, or we could do this larger one facing this way? That makes a bit more sense. And this larger one facing that way. Two larger or one large, one small? Thoughts? Let me know in the comments. I'm just going to cut this off a little bit here so we can visualize that just a little bit more while I measure and get this centered so that we all exactly the right amount on the side. Use this color picket fence. It's just a really nice bright white. And with the bright whites, doesn't matter what paint brand you use, sometimes you'll need extra coats because whites tend to need a bit more coverage because, you know, you're doing white on a black, for example. So it may take a few coats of this one, but that's okay because we can do other things like transferring pies while we wait. Those drinks, that like a pumpkin spice latte would be really nice about now because we're literally in our winter weather, which is probably like fall for you guys. Don't center your stencil if you use two different sizes. Yeah, that's what I thought, and then it would just kind of look a little bit off balance. Now, I think that'll be fine, but if you're worried that this is too close to the edge for stenciling, put a bit of tape here, but I think we'll be good. So I'll just hold my stencil nice and tight. We've got some tiny little dots there that we want to make sure we get all of those. So we can do a little bit of pouncing as we go along. And we've got some cute little flourishes. Isn't it funny how you don't realize all the little finer details that are on a stencil until you start to do the stencil itself. I'm just looking and seeing this pie, seeing if there's one that's tiny like that on the transfers. No, not quite small enough. Sometimes, you know, I use the transfers instead of the stencil that's provided right there. So if there was a pie transfer big enough to cover that pie, but these are the smallest, so it's a little big. But if you were doing this on a mini wood, you could actually remove that and just put pumpkin pie and put the transfer on there. So you could do that. Okay, carefully moving my hand. Sandy, you prefer pecan over pumpkin pie? I think I probably do too. I think I prefer pecan over pumpkin. But look, I'm a bit of a dessert fan. But in recent years I've tried to delete sugar altogether from my diet. It's not easy at first if anyone's done that, but it certainly does make for a healthier you if you can. But yeah, so my pie intake is very much non-existent these days. We can dream, we can wish, and I do allow myself a treat every now and then, so there's that. Alright, oh, I love this font. I think it's very handwritten kind of a font. I'm just noticing the details as I stencil, enjoying myself as we go. Hope you're enjoying watching. Thank you so much for all your comments, and I do love to go and watch and read through some of the comments afterwards. If there's any questions or anything like that that we might have missed, I'll go back and have a little look, make sure we didn't miss anyone's comments. So, oh, someone just mentioned a pecan cobbler recipe. That sounds nice too. I wonder what the fruit is inside the cobbler, but I can imagine pecans crushed in the cobbler on top would be lovely on any like apples, peach kind of cobbler, even mixed in. Guys, you're making me hungry. What is the time over here in Australia right now? where I am in Queensland. It is nearly 11 o'clock. Oh, that means I've got to get a wriggle on. We're nearly up to our hour, guys, and I haven't done my transfers yet. I've been taking my time. There we go, 25 cents a slice. If I do need a second coat of this, I'll do it after the live, don't worry, I won't make you sit through that again. But you can very much do that after you've done your transfers. It doesn't have to be right away. There we go, nice crisp. I love the black on the white. I think it makes a nice crisp looking stencil, you know? So let's do that. Let's hurry ourselves along, Sharon. Okay, got my white brush. Pop that into there. I think I'm done with all the stenciling. I could just dump it in the water. Oh, I just want that drink. Okay, now got our transfer tool. This will be super quick, don't you worry. I don't know that it matters which way I'm going with this. I'm just going to stick it right there. It's around about the center. And it does. It really turns out lovely on a black background. I've done some of the older, like the pumpkins and those kind of transfers that we had last year. I've done some of those on a black background. They really do look nice. Orange on a black background, gorgeous every time. Now this paint is still, I mean, it's touch dry, but it is still drying. So let's see what happens with this transfer. It should stick well, in fact. I'm sure I've got this right on there. So we're just now removing very good. Okay, just removing that background. So if you do happen to see some rubbing in areas, because the coal black is a very matte finish, that will just show up there as a bit of a rub on there. And so all I have to do is just coat this with a nice sealer, and that will all seal in and you won't see those little edges. Oh, don't want to put that upside down. Pumpkin pie. Here we go. And again, if you missed it earlier, all I've done for this sign, the board that I'm using was from a thrift store that I went into yesterday, saw there was a sign, had the hook on the back of it, was all good to go. I just thought, I'm just going to paint over that. It looked a bit cheap and outdated, and this is just looking lovely, handmade sign, ready to, I don't know, might pop it in my shop, might actually put it up in my house for Thanksgiving. Who knows? You can use the code iRestoreStuff. Remember, this is USA shipping only at this stage. Save 10% on the bundle of all of the fall designs that these are a part of, or you can buy them singly. So that's, let me see, I'll just have a little look, and you can follow me at iRestoreStuff on all of the platforms, all the social medias, wherever you hang out, that's where I probably am too. At iRestoreStuff. Welcome to the Nut House is what we did today. We also did our fresh baked pumpkin pies. Let me see, I'll just have a little look, and you can follow me at iRestoreStuff on all of the platforms, all the social medias, wherever you hang out, that's where I probably am. We also did our fresh baked pumpkin pies for a bit of fun. Let's have a look. Thanks guys so much for watching today. And I'll see you again next week on Essential Stencil, ready for another DIY live and giveaway. Bye.